Hello and welcome into the newest episode of Pat's Latest. I'm your host, Mike Gambardella, and today we discuss how the New England Patriots actually saved Philadelphia's tush push. The Pats actually work out a former Lions cornerback. The defense continues to dominate for the Patriots in the voluntary offseason program, and what is in store for the edges of that offensive line for Drake May. Before we get into everything, make sure you go down and subscribe for the channel. Get in our comments and let us know what you think about the NFL's ruling on the tush push, among the other things going on right now for the Patriots. Give us a like if you like what you hear, and go back and check out all of our other episodes to get up to date on everything going on with the Pats. We start today looking at the tush push. It was up for a vote. Roger Goodell putting that up, and many teams seemingly pushing to get rid of the tush push entirely. And it really, at the start of Wednesday, seemed like it could go either way, and seemed even at a certain point that it would be thrown out of the NFL altogether. Philadelphia Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie actually brought in Jason Kelsey to advocate and lobby for it, and it needed 24 votes of the 32 teams to vote to disband the play and not have it be allowed, but the ban actually failed by a vote of 22 to 10, 2 votes shy. And it started to come out that the Patriots were actually one of the teams, one of those 10, that voted against it. And the quickly run down those teams for you. Obviously, the Eagles voting for it, along with the Patriots, the Ravens, the Browns, the Lions, the Jaguars, the Dolphins, the Saints, the Jets, and the Titans. And I have to give a hat tip to those 10 teams for not overreacting to things. And for me in football, it's, 2-3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's let's let football be football. Kick it old school from time to time. Hand it off, go big on big, and let people either stop you, move you, or get out of the way. And whether it's teams going spread formation, throwing it, 50 times a game, abandoning the run, now leaning into the run entirely. If you want to run the tush push 3 times in a row and march up and down the field, Jason Kelsey came out and said he would still be playing and unretired if he could run the tush push 50 times a game. Obviously, that's not going to happen. And honestly, when it comes down to it, it's if you're going to do that and you're going to sell out for it, either do the same thing or figure out a way around it. You saw, players like Fred Warner coming over the line, flying in from the top, trying to time it right to get people back. If you're getting to a point where you're saying this team's too good, you can get a yard or two at any point in time. Well, don't let them get to 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and it won't be a problem. It forces the defenses to make adjustments and get better, as opposed to saying you have an unfair advantage because you're pushing the quarterback from behind. To me, it's, hey, you can either figure out a way to stop it, or you're going to ban it entirely. And I think it would be a terrible look to ban it at this time. And I'm glad that Mike Vrabel, the New England Patriots, and Robert Kraft have stepped up to say this is not a health and safety issue. This is football, and let's play. Speaking of football, the Patriots actually worked out a potential new cornerback in spite of having one of the top cornerback duos in the league with Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis now coming through. Pat's always looking to retool and rework and make the best version of this roster, as Mike Vrabel has stated. And on Wednesday, they worked out former Detroit Lions cornerback and former starter Jerry Jacobs. He actually started in the league from 2021 to 23, starting 29 of 40 games. Actually racked up 131 tackles with 4 interceptions and 23 passes defended in his career. Some impressive numbers from an undrafted free agent who actually signed with the Los Angeles Rams last year, but was released in July with an injury settlement and ended up not playing in 2024. Pat's doing their due diligence to see if he's worked his way back from that injury, and if he has, actually could be a good depth signing for the Patriots at a position that past the top 3 or 4, there are some questions around who's a true cornerback and can provide that depth that the Pats, are looking for. There was no offer made to Jacobs at this time, but don't be surprised in the coming days the Pats actually do extend one, or potentially start to look at other ones who are still out on the free agent pile, including potentially old friend Stephon Gilmore. We also look at what that defense is doing, and what they're doing in the voluntary offseason program is dominating. We talked quickly yesterday about the 4 interceptions thrown by Drake May, 2 of those on a miscommunication and a tip ball as well. But I think the hat tip truly has to go to the defense, which has been flying all over the place. And let's also give the grain of salt here is that it is much easier at this time of the year to play defense than offense. You're reacting. You don't have to have a ton of scheme. You can decide to blitz, fall back, or play it straight up. You're not trying to scheme around like the offense is, and the offense playing behind the 8 ball as well for playing in a new system and scheme set up by Josh McDaniels. To that point, Demario Douglas went out and actually admitted that the defense is ahead of the offense right now, but went on to say that he does not see it lasting very long. His quote was that he thinks the McDaniels offense is going to be lovely, which is an interesting descriptor, but one to go off because he also says that they had just had the first 2 installs, so once they open up that playbook, it's going to be crazy. The defense obviously has something right now, but once they open up that book, it's going to be good. And I also went on to say that he's super excited and they can't wait to work in the slot for McDaniels' offense, which we know can produce high performers. And I know that there's been a lot of talk of Efton Chisholm, undrafted free agent, Kyle Williams, obviously the heralded 3rd rounder. But I think for the Patriots, Pop Douglas really could be that guy. And there's a lot of people projecting he could be a 1,000-yard receiver in this offense. And because of how that slot receiver really is and formulated, there is a potential for that. And with Stephon Diggs getting back up to speed and depending on who steps up as that other boundary receiver, Pop Douglas has a chance to be the number 2 option in this offense and will get every chance to do so. Additionally, on the offense, we look at the offensive line, which will feature 2 new starting tackles for Drake May. And obviously, it's hitting both ends of the spectrum there. You will have Morgan Moses, the seasoned veteran, a mountain of a man, and someone who is looked up to, for lack of a better term, because he is now mentoring Will Campbell, also a physical presence and one that I think several media members have taken note of and gives credence to why so many people were impressed by Will Campbell and quickly were able to get past the arm length discussion and say this is a guy who all he has done is win at that position for 3 straight years at the highest level of collegiate football. Morgan Moses has noticed that and is quick to take him under his wing because of what Campbell has brought to the table and how he has acquitted himself thus far. Moses went on to be quoted as saying that Will Campbell is eager to learn, that he asks questions every day. He bro, can we get some sets? And it's one-on-one hand fighting, positioning, how you're able to match up, what you do when somebody's coming at you with a bull rush, trying to hit a spin move. Are they coming across your face? Are they looking to, stunt in front of you? All the things that Will Campbell will have to be prepared for that Morgan Moses has a career of facing, and how to combat all of those things that are coming at you as a tackle. He went on to say that Campbell's locker is right next to mine, so they get to talk about football all day, and went on to compliment Campbell, ending by saying he's a stud. With the number 4 overall pick, you absolutely would hope that that is the case. Everything and the early returns coming back in is that Will Campbell is absolutely that, to the level of people are discussing if the rookie could even be getting a captainship awarded to him by Mike Vrabel in just his first year. I think that could be a little soon, but don't be surprised to see that happen in the next couple years, if not his sophomore season. That'll do it for us on this episode of Pat's Latest. Again, make sure you go down and subscribe for the channel to make sure you're getting alerts for everything going on with your favorite team. Get in the comments and let us know what you think about the offense-defense battle and how fast it will take for the Patriots to get up to speed in Josh McDaniels' system after taking a break away from Foxborough. make sure you give us a like and go back and check out all of our old episodes so you know everything that's been going on with the Patriots since the NFL draft. We'll have it all for you right here on Pat's latest Fight on Foxborough.